Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Agile Minds Romania. This is our first meetup in 2026 and is the 26th meetup. We started in November 2024. My name is Florin and I'm excited to be here with my co-organizing partners, Mihai. You can see him on the screen as well, Christina and Bogdan. They are not here with us yet, but Christina will join later. Uh, this is the leadership team for Agile Minds. We are passionate about fostering agility in all domains. And whether you are a seasoned Agile veteran or you are just starting your learning journey, this is a safe place to share insights, learn from each other, and improve our way of working. Today we have a great pleasure to host a workshop. Is not a presentation, so we will work together. The workshop is called Business Outcomes, and it will be first of a series of workshops that we will have throughout the year with our special guest Adrian, Adi Bolboaca. So welcome, Adi. A few words about Adi. Adi is Vice President of Innovation in Education and Technology at Mosaic Works. He has an exhaustive experience and he helps organizations bridge the gap between business strategy, technology execution, and market success. Um, he also a co-author of a few books: Code Retreat, Hosting and Facilitating Code Retreat Sessions, Practical Remote Pair Programming, and Facilitating Technical Events. Uh, he is a very experienced practitioner, so we'll have a lot of learn from him. Thank you, Adi, for being today with us. And the stage is yours. Please introduce us to the wonderful world of outcomes.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Florin, for the invitation. Thank you, everyone, for all the organizing team for having the chance to do this together. I will start sharing my screen, and I hope it will work. Okay.
Let me know when you need me to share the link as well, Adrian.
Yes, please share the link as well.
I can do it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we are inviting you to participate in this board that Adi has prepared. Just a brief caution. By playing with it around, we figured out not the best with Firefox browser or Safari either. So we recommend using Chrome to access this board. Either you're on a Windows PC or on your Mac. Chrome seems to do a better job. So take it from here, Adi.
Thank you, Mihai. So I hope you can see my screen. We will have some sections for this workshop. First of all, let me introduce you to the agenda. What we want, what's the purpose of this workshop, is to understand how to work and how to identify outcomes for our work. So that's why you can see here the title is From Vision to Measurable Outcomes. And I hope in more or less 70 minutes, you will be able to find that and to do that as well on your own. A bit of welcome and context. I'll tell you what it is, and I'll ask you to write some things. Then we'll discuss some core concepts about outcomes. We'll have a hands-on activity in breakout room groups. So you will be probably 2 or maybe 3 groups, depending on how many people join. And then we'll come back and we'll discuss together about all these things that we have learned together. Towards the end, I will tell you some quick tools you can use to identify outcomes and a wrap-up. The reason for doing this workshop, first of all, is because I saw in practice that most initiatives fail due to unclear outcomes, not because of poor execution. There are, of course, those that fail because of poor execution, but that's not necessarily the majority, at least in my experience. Some orientation, there are sticky notes can write on. They are already there. So basically, there's no reason to add new sticky notes to all the areas. I hope they are enough for us, for how many we are. If you want to zoom in, zoom out, use the mouse, or use the touchpad to zoom in, zoom out, or with the two fingers on the touchpad, you can move around. Okay, so this is how this works, because every one of these tools has different ways of zooming in and zooming out. Like Miro is a way, my Mural has another way. This is different, so that's why I'm telling you to be the least annoying possible. For each of the exercises, I put some examples and counter examples to help on what I mean. Then we will work in a group, and areas that are read-only are locked. So the post-its or the areas where you can write, you are free to write. Okay, so here we have the group of that already mentioned, the Agile Mind organizers. Thank you again for them for organizing this. And now let's dive into the first section. Okay, good. First section is about a bit of welcome and about of context. What are outcomes, what are outputs, and why those matter? In my experience, in my view, the teams, the initiatives, the organizations I saw working based on outcomes have better results, less friction, less discussions on what they want to do, and they achieve more with less stress. And that's why I wanted to talk to you about outcomes. Then what we'll do this outcome mapping exercise a bit later, and towards the end, as I said, reflection and takeaways. But now I will ask you to write your examples of what are we really trying to achieve in our work. Here I gave a few examples, like 5. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. So don't take my examples as all being good, because only a few of them are good. Why? Because it's a difficult thing to do. In my experience, in my practice, I saw that even if you are very experienced in writing your outcomes, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 iterations until they are good enough. So don't be alarmed if you won't have it as the best way to express your outcome from the beginning. So you start writing. Thank you. That's what we want to do. Please write your examples. Let's take a few minutes to write those. And then we'll discuss also from the top, from my examples, which are good, which are bad. And then we will discuss also your examples. So what are you really trying to achieve in your work? Please take the time, write right here on your post-its for 2-3 minutes. Okay. You're still writing. Please do.
In case some of you arrived later and you don't have access to the Zoom board, pasting the link again.
Okay. Yeah, I see 12 on the Zoom board, 18 on the participants. Okay, so one more minute, and then we'll start discussing about what's wrong with my examples. I'll pick on mine first, and then I'll pick on yours, okay? Okay. So I see you're finishing up. Let's start with my examples and what's wrong with them, at least with some of them. First one is improve onboarding for new customers with 8% increase on mobile. This is the kind of outcome which is measurable. And why it is an outcome? Because it expresses a change in the behavior of our customers. We want our customers to start using, or some new customers or some existing customers to start using our mobile system. And we give it a number, 8%. So this is a good example. Reduce time to first value from 14 days to 5. That's, again, good. It's not that good as first one because it's more abstract. Maybe it makes sense, in some organization, but if I look at it from the outside, it's not as good. So it's somewhere in the middle. Okay. It's good that it's measurable. It's good that it's kind of clear, reduce time for first value, but I don't, you might not understand what does that mean?
Yeah, it looks
First
more
value.
like a KPI to me, right?
Yeah. Yes. So it needs more work. I mean, it's there, it's almost there, but not yet. Then we have enable business agility at scale, which is something very broad. It's not even an objective. It's not measurable. What I call it's a wish. And that's it. This needs a lot more work. You need to understand what business agility is, track that down in more areas or in more sections, try to see how you can measure it, what means at scale, etc. Then the next one is we need a new app and better dashboards and maybe AI because leadership wants innovation and customers complain a lot and IT is slow. This is more like a complaint. This is not an objective. This is not outcome. This is not even output. This is just some complaint. And improve collaboration between teams. Again, this is very abstract, unclear what that means, how you can measure it, which teams, do you mean by collaboration? It needs a lot of work. Okay, let's start with yours. Reduce the client invoicing and reporting effort by 20% with automation. Okay, it's good. I would like to see maybe what type of automation, but it's almost there. Okay. And maybe I would slice it into invoicing and reporting.
That's me.
Mhm.
I try to make it a bit more to make more sense for you guys. Basically, it's a twin one that is done. It's the reporting that actually builds our invoices. It's something very complex. And automation, I wrote it exactly as it was spoken down the line, where I don't feel like leaders and upper management understand what automation and how automation can help them.
Okay, I would be more specific.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Thank you. Create simplified process to improve cross-team delivery. This for me is too abstract. It's like the first example, improved team collaboration. You need to say how you simplify the process, in which areas, how much, what does it mean simplify process? Less people, less tools, less connections, less interactions, less approvals. Okay, and then cross team, which teams, how much you focus on cross team and how much you focus on simplifying the process inside of a team. This needs to be split somehow, and you need to have something measurable. So how much you simplify and what that means, okay, into numbers, like less procedures, you cut from, I don't know, your rules, or you simplify some documents, and how much you simplify from it, and what do you expect from this as outcome. So in change of behavior. Okay. So this would need a long way to go. Then automate building the client documentation based on predefined templates to reduce the time of building, I guess, by 50%. Yes. Okay. It still is, it's not really an outcome. So this is more like an output. And we'll talk why. Because yes, probably it's something very important, but why do you do this? What's the change in behavior that you expect from this? And this is a tough part, in fact, in this discussion about outcomes and how you work on them. 95% retention. 1,000 people joining events repeatedly. First, both are wrong as outcomes are big goals. Sorry, I don't understand.
Business goals.
Our business goals. So 95% retention, it's a very good objective, of course.
Yes, there are two separate goals or outcomes for two separate companies.
Okay. And then you have the second one, 1,000 people joining events repeatedly. Okay, this is good. This is good. I mean, you have a number, you want them to be recurring customers, so you have your steady customer base. It's good. Sounds great. Thank you. Reduce customer churn at 15% by the end of 2026. This is clear, very, very good, strict on business, and very short. So it's really good. Increase speed of decision by 30% from 1 hour to 45 minutes. Again, this is more like an output. Okay, look at the previous one. It said reduce customer churn. So it has to do with the business. It has to do with the behavior of the customer, or this the other one, 95% retention. It has typically outcomes have to do with business, customers, users, paying customers, something in this area, market share. If you increase the decision making, okay, maybe it's good, maybe it's not, but how is this helping your client, your business, your market share, your new products, your time to market, or whatever? So it's not yet that, not there yet, I would say. Digitalize the whole flow from lead to assigning a contract by eliminating manual steps and handovers. Okay, but you're missing the measurement. So and the how is this helping you again with the customers?
True.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I realized after I wrote it.
So it's good, but again, not there yet. So I mean, most of us want to digitalize contract signing. Why do we want to put this into this type of numbers, looking at customer output? Customer outcomes, sorry, outcomes that affect customers' business, share, market share, profits, and so on. Because in this way, we can compare them. So if you have initiative to digitalize the whole flow from the lead, and it says, I will increase my market share with 3%, and you have another initiative that says, increase the velocity by 10%, and this will make 5% market share increase, you can prioritize the initiatives with something that, well, it's more or less easy to compute and to measure. Okay, increase returning customer rate to 20%. Great. Create the best workshop experience for Agile community. This is kind of abstract. So it needs some work.
That was intentional, Adrian.
Yeah, I saw that. So, okay, good. Thank you for your contributions. Let's go on to the next section, section 2, the core concept. So typically we start with a vision. Then from the vision, you start having a strategy. And based on that strategy, you have outcomes. I gave you some, this time, I would say correct examples as much as I know. A vision is empower small businesses. A strategy example is digital self-service tools. An outcome would be increase with 25% the customer revenue. And the output would be new analytics dashboard. So for the following, again, 3-4 minutes, try to write examples of your vision, how you could start with the vision that maybe your company or you work on, how that translates into the strategy, what's one or more of the outcomes from there, and what outputs do you have attached to the outcomes. Okay, the first vision is offer quality training for product people. That's good. I wouldn't say increase market share is a vision. It's maybe an outcome, or it could be any part of the strategy if you formulate it in a different way. Okay, strategy, variety of learning opportunities tailored to specific needs. Okay, I would be a bit more specific, but it's almost there. It's in strategy. Again, in vision, investments profitability, it's not clear for me. Maybe if you look at, I don't know, if you are a fund, maybe that would be a vision, but it lacks a few words, not much. So if your vision would be that your investment fund provides some type of profitability. Grow the local product skill market. Okay. What else? In strategy. Practice product management techniques on real-life examples in educational sessions. That's good. That sounds really good. Okay, in outcomes, I see 30% of students are asking to continue training with the company. That's great. So that's really good. Then users use our financial indicators. How many of users? You need some sort of way to measure that. All users, a percentage of the users, premium users, I don't know. Something. It's too generic. And then increased...
More users, more users.
More, but by how much? More with 10%, with 100%, with 5%. Even if you say more, you need to put a number on it. Or percentage, or number, or in money, or in numbers of users. Okay. Increase the employment rate of educational program in product roles. Okay, again, the same thing. How much do you want to increase it? What else? Provide IT infrastructure at a competitive cost. This is a vision. Okay, sounds good. Then build relationship and communities. This might be a vision for a community, platform community or something like that, maybe. Yes. Then on strategy. Yes, please.
The example taken is of the application of organizing lunches between strangers.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. Then provide market data and interpretation on strategy. Okay. I'm missing a bit of why, but it might be there. Then tailor our products on each client needs. That's good. Organize launches between strangers as a strategy. Okay, launching new online products. I would be a bit more specific. Because if you have a strategy that's too broad, you don't have a strategy. So launching new online products, for whom, for what products, narrow it a bit because it's too generic. Implement client-centric metric LTV to make organization more. Okay. Increase LTV by 10% at the end of the year. That's good. Okay, so I see that outcomes start looking like outcomes. It's good. And then what we build to deliver the outputs. So financial indicators API. Okay. 6 months road to product manager educational program broken down in sessions and homework. Yeah, that's an output. Product learning experiences and a community practice to support. Create systems that enables the company to move faster between the steps needed to finalize a contract. Okay. App that organizes themed launches. Yeah. So you got it right. Okay. So if you have an app, if you have a system, if you have an API, if you have a report, if you have a learning program, that's an output. The outcome would be that you have users, you have clients, you have someone starting to use it to maybe come using it again, and that's the outcomes. So this was a great practice. We'll finish this section in 1 minute or so. I think we refined it, and it's really good practice for the next section. Well, we'll start working in groups, and I think we'll have more or less 3 groups.
Adi, I propose to have 2 breakout rooms, 2 groups,
Okay.
because there are like
Fine.
14 people on the board. So.
Oh yes, 14. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. We'll have 2 groups. So to summarize a bit, what happened here? Outputs are not outcomes. This is probably the most difficult thing to get used to, and it takes practice. And always, as I saw in the beginning when starting to write outcomes, you need someone who's nagging you, like I was nagging you now, saying, no, that's not an outcome. Put a number on it. How does it affect the behavior of the organization? How do you link it to your project, vision, strategy, output? And that's where it starts being difficult sometimes, because you have an outcome, and how do you know that, especially in big organizations, how do you know that you have 30% of students asking to continue? How do you know which one of those trainings generated that 30% of the students? Let's say you had 50 trainings and 30% want to continue training with the company. So that's where you need to have some measurements to understand, even if your outcome was successful, which ones of your products generated that success. And that link is not always easy to do. That's why we also talk about how we measure things. Good. Next section is the hands-on activity where you'll have 2 as Florin said, to breakout groups. We'll have 20 minutes. So here you see more areas, okay? I have 6, but we'll use just group 1 and group 2, okay? And you'll be distributed in those groups. First of all, you need to choose an initiative for your group. I'm giving you here one example of initiative, and you can brainstorm. This is like a framework of brainstorming on initiatives. We are trying to improve something so that, but then choose just one initiative and start doing outcome mapping, starting from business goals, continue with desired outcomes, then decide why it matters and what metrics you have to measure these outcomes, and what metrics you don't have and you need to start adding in order to measure those outcomes. So, any questions on this?
Everybody has the link to the board. Anyone in need of that, I'm pasting it again in the chat. I've been doing this since we started. And the breakout rooms are ready. They're prepared for 20 minutes. If there are no questions to answer from Adi, I will open them. Okay, here we go. So I invited you to join the rooms. Just accept the invitation and you'll be there. Okay, Mihai, you have to join one of the rooms. Thank you. Lior as well. Adi Coman. Just make sure you join your group.
Este mai simplă, că vreți.
Oh, we have I hear we have to switch back to English.
Yeah, because the recording is following me everywhere I go. Sorry for that. I'm gonna have to switch to English because of that. So I don't want to take too much with this. So
you are recording or why?
Yeah. The session is being recorded. So since we started in English, we're gonna have the full session recorded like that. I'm also going to share the screen for the same purpose, for the recording to keep the results of what we're doing here, and I'll be silent.
Should we try with Adriana with what you wanted to say?
With Adriana, you? Yeah, sure. Okay. So I'm working with a company, helping them digitalize their processes. They are sort of a bank, but not a bank, and they give out loans to companies. And right now, yeah, that's the stuff that I'm working on.
And what would you write on a ticket like this?
Sorry?
On a sticky note. What would you write on a sticky note? So what are we trying to improve so that?
We are trying to improve the onboarding process in order to give out more loans.
Hi, could you share group 2, please, on the screen? Thank you.
Onboarding process, it's about people that are coming in to work. I'm not sure if this is directly related to giving more loans, to more productivity.
Depending on the business. For them, I think it's referring to onboarding new clients.
Yeah, exactly. It's onboarding new clients so that we can check them faster because this takes a lot of time for us. Strictly related to it's a big gap between the time you ask for some documents from the client and the time that you receive them, and the time you receive the documents. Some don't know from where to get it, or it takes way too much time for them to scan the documents. For example, you have to request before you can make any kind of background check on the customer. You have to ask them for agreement on the check, GDPR request, and everything. So this needs to be signed before you can start anything.
Yeah, and that takes time, as always.
Yeah, about a week. We measured actually. At least 1 week. But
So
it can
then
take even 1 month.
If we started discussing this, should we move to the next part and choose and continue with this, or does anyone have other initiatives to add here?
I think we can move on with this one. I think it's a good one. Do you have something else?
I'm okay with this one as well. Okay, business goals.
Business goals. Because Adrian was saying earlier that my business goal is not very accurate. I'm gonna put a number on it, and I'm gonna say that we want to increase our revenue by, say, 20% year to year by digitalizing this whole process.
I think in terms of business goal, you can stick to just increasing the revenue by 20%.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
If you
So
go, the other part
true.
it's like you're always going into the solution. Maybe that's part of the solution. We can increase the revenue by doing some other things as well. So business goal should be more like an impact, right, to the company. And I think it's very well chosen, whether it's revenue or it's profitability or it's market share. Things that the company really cares about is how much, I don't know, they can make out of that business. Things like that would express a business goal pretty good.
Okay, so increase the revenue by 20%.
I think Alex is typing it. He's more into it.
Alex is putting it more.
I was trying to lend a hand since you shared and it felt like no one is touching the board. I wanted us not to end up with a assignment undone.
Yeah, no, it's great, Alex. It's just 30% came out of the blue, right? We just agreed 20, right? So talking about overachieving results.
I like overachievers. What can I say?
I saw that. Okay, let's move on then. What's then?
I need to clarify something. So the other exercise we're talking about outcomes. This is a goal. So we don't need to confuse the two. You see, the outcome is the second one. So outcome goals are about is the direction or the aspiration of the company of what they want to achieve. Okay, and they can be in more categories. This is a growth goal, but you can have also other goals like market or customer, operational, product, financial, people. Okay, branding can be also there, and this is really good. But the outcomes then need to be measurable and connected to the behavior of what you're trying to do there, increase the revenue. So who will be touched by the increases of revenue? Someone should change the behavior, and that's the outcome, in order that you be able to increase the revenue.
So if I understood this correctly, based on what Adriana shared with us, would that be reducing the onboarding period for one customer from 1 week, which they measured now, to less than that? And that value could be a few
I think
days.
that still be a solution to the problem. If you talk about outcomes, it's probably more companies take on new loans, right? That's a change in the behavior of our customer.
I see.
Okay, when they need to expand business, I don't know, right? Maybe you can make it also some measurable, as Adi suggested, saying 50% of the times when they need an expansion, they come to us for a new loan instead of going to the bank. If it's something like that is measurable.
Right. Yeah.
But that would indicate behavioral change in the customer rather than a solution. Okay, maybe we can think of onboarding later as a speeding up process to get them there to behave like that. What do you think? Does it make sense? Adi, is on a good track?
Yeah. And also bear in mind that onboarding, especially nowadays, it has a lot to do, for example, with user experience, with how you use the tools, mobile or desktop, depending on your customer. A corporate client will never use mobile.
Actually, we are 80% mobile.
Okay, but a corporate, big corporate will never use mobile. A medium client will probably use a mobile. So it depends a lot on your, and then that's why your outcomes then need to be focused on your demographics.
Okay, so we can say that small businesses access new loans 50% more often. Like we narrow it down with more specificity to who we are addressing. Small businesses ask for new loans, or open new loans with us.
Yes, and then you can also look at behavioral changes in the pipeline. So typically there's this, it's called the marketing funnel, okay, where people like customers get in and some leave because they don't like something, the UX, the offer, and so on. And you need to analyze why they leave this funnel, and you need to make it as broad as possible. So that's what then you can see. First of all, they took one credit. You could look at returning customers. So you can have an active customer base.
Not too many returning customers, because when you take out a loan, usually takes at least 1 to a year. So returning and this,
but even that's, so if that's the cycle of returning, that's fine. But it's good to have a base, and then also you should look, because you want to increase the revenue. Okay.
Yeah.
You need to check if the clients that will take your loans will in fact increase your revenues, because you need to think of it as a complex system. Like
Okay,
I was working with a bank.
Let's get to it, because there's some more steps to cover, right? So we said small businesses access loans 50% more often when
but it was written, so I don't know. Someone was writing it and disappeared.
Yeah, it was, but
Alex, he said,
I think
2 minutes.
it went off. Maybe Alex disconnected or something. I'm not sure. I can do it if you need, or
okay, because I lost the board. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think?
Great. Let's move on.
Let's move on then. Now, why this matters? What's the customer value? What's their business value? Let's think. Why do customer companies need money for?
To solve other issues.
Okay.
Like nowadays, it's a very big deal to cover enough dues.
Okay, you need to pay your taxes. You need to pay
operational expenses.
You pay your employees,
expenses.
right? Salaries are not optional; they're mandatory for payment, right? You need maybe new technology for your business to be able to grow, or you need maybe a new space to expand your business. Maybe you have a workshop or doing something manual work, and you need more space. So what would be the business value from getting a loan from us?
Usually solving faster operational issues.
Okay.
For them.
Like use now, pay later.
Yeah.
Okay. So I heard fast. I heard issues and solving issues fast, right? Because probably they can get that money from their own revenue, but they would have to wait to collect revenue. It would last too long. But they're preparing to take a loan to solve that issue faster, right? That's the business value. Yeah. Actually, they are valuing time. They are willing to pay some interest to the loan to gain some time for their investment to make the business profitable earlier, right?
Right. Yeah.
But guys, I think this is a bit too general, because this is the obvious value of a loan. But I think here we should actually think and write this, thinking more about the particular initiative we have here, which I understand is improve onboarding. So I think the customer and business value should be like more specific to improving onboarding, not to why people take loans. That's
so as I understand, the initiative is onboarding. The business goal is to increase the revenue. And they want to increase the revenue for small business to access loans.
Yeah, please let me add something, since you mentioned that. I think even the business goal shouldn't be increase the revenue by 20%. This again is too general. I think the business goal should be loan more money, have more loans by whatever 20%,
I think you can have both, in fact, because you can have more loans and not increase the revenue, in fact.
Well, yes, but you can also increase the revenue in other ways
without having more loans. Yes,
exactly. So that's why.
That's why the outcomes, we wrote the outcomes separate than the goals, and you can have more outcomes for one goal. But they chose to increase the revenue by having more loans to small businesses. So that's their choice.
Yeah, that's one option.
You cannot.
It's just one option, right?
It's their choice.
Instead, I don't know, increase the margin of the existing loans.
Yeah.
Right. That would
can
be
do
a different choice.
many things. Yes. And as you said, you can have another goal to increase the number of loans. And they can be there.
It was just an example.
Yeah. On Mihai's idea to make it more specific to the solution, like with the onboarding flow, what do you think, Adi? Should we bring it to the customer value or business value proposition, the solution itself? Like we would do some changes to our customer onboarding process in order to get there. Is this the right place?
Something that affects the customer. Is it? Yes.
Okay, let's phrase it like that then, Mihai.
And then you need to see the metrics is the most interesting thing. In fact, I hope we'll still have time. We have 2 minutes left.
So they would get more business value if their onboarding process would be faster, Mihai, right? This is what you're saying. So accessing the loan faster is actually the business value, not the loan itself, because it's too general, as you said. But accessing the loan is not possible unless you go through those steps of onboarding, right? So then the business value is complete the onboarding process faster, so I can access the money from the loan faster.
Exactly.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
And goal is to have to actually the end goal for us is to be able to disburse a loan in 1 day.
Yeah, but that's your goal. Now we are in the
that's my goal.
customers.
Yeah.
We are in the customer's view and say, "Oh, I need this money. I need this money, and I want to sign with these guys to take the money from them." But oh, here is this onboarding process which takes 1 week. That's awful, right? So my business value would be to complete the process in less than 1 day, so I can access the funds immediately.
Well, yes, like I think the main issue here is not necessarily the speed, like I need the money today, but actually getting the loan at all or not. It's the let's say expected friction in the small entrepreneur's head, which is not comfortable with long waiting journeys or complex paperwork. Like I think this is actually the issue, and the value is actually completing the onboarding, like making the loan request, like getting it to the end.
Okay.
Yeah, and also they might change their minds because this kind of loans, it's something that you are, I don't know, you take maybe emotionally, you're desperate in a way, and if it takes 1 week, you're thinking about it and maybe thinking you'll do it on your own,
and you'll drop it
out some other way.
Exactly.
And you'll drop it eventually. Yeah.
Exactly. Or you go to a regular bank, which probably has a lower interest.
A better system that can serve you in 2 days, not in 1 week.
I doubt it, but
no, exactly. No, actually, a regular bank has a lower interest, so a better offer, but it's a much more complex system. So they stay here with IFNA probably, which can disburse the loan maybe in 2 hours. But you need
we're back.
Hello. That was abrupt.
That was abrupt. You had a timer there, so
yeah, we had a timer indeed.
So let's see. I was in group 2. And maybe let's take just 1 minute to see from group 1 someone to tell us what you did and what was your initiative, what you did. Fast.
Yeah, Viorella, do you like to speak, please?
Also, someone needs to share the screen.
I will. Yes, I saw it now that it's stopped because yes, but I'm
or someone
showing
else.
it now.
Egor, Viorella.
Both of us or the 3 of us.
Yeah. Ladies first, and we can continue.
Okay, so your initiative was?
Okay, we are trying to improve our clients' relationship so that we adapt more to clients' requests. So we thought business goal, create a continuous feedback loop for our customers. So that's just an idea about how we, the first thought about what we wanted to do. Let's go to desired outcomes then. We also put some numbers in there.
Yeah, they look good.
Okay.
They look good. They are time boxed. They have measures. Yeah, so they look good. I don't know if they're feasible or not, but they look good. Okay.
I'll read it if you want. So increase customer positive reviews per each product purchased by 20% in 6 months from now, and increased shopping basket average value with 15% by mid 2026. So this year. Why it matters? The third. Okay, customer gain confidence faster from a B2B perspective. Trust is built between customers and our sales team / company. Investors will sponsor initiatives to improve our products. I don't know if we covered all of it, but these are some ideas for the time we had. Metrics today versus. So if you want to say something about this, please.
No, please go on. Sorry.
Okay. Metrics today versus needed. What do we measure now? What's missing? So we are measuring the sales increase from quarter to quarter. We are. It's about how long the client remains with our company. Increased sales. What do we measure? Yes. Increased sales with 30% year to year, and increased customer retention rate with 20%. We had just a few seconds left, and we discussed about the tools to measure this, but we didn't finish about the tools.
No, but it's it's something you cannot do in 20 minutes. That's obvious. And even if you take 1 hour, it's good to stop, come back tomorrow and revisit it, and then stop, come back the other day and revisit it. It's something that needs thinking, working on it a bit, stop, think a bit about more. And in my example, you need at least 3 iterations to make it decent. Okay. And longer, of course, not 20 minutes.
Yes. Okay. How about the feedback of this?
It looks good. So in my view, it looks good. The only thing I'm missing here is what do you measure now and what's missing? Are all these? So you say we are measuring, and I guess these 3 are missing. Because sometimes you have already some measurements in place and some you don't. So it's not clear which you have and which you don't.
We can say we are measuring the sales increase from quarter to quarter right now.
So
is missing how long the client remains with our company could be a measurement for the future. So we aim to increase our customer retention, for example.
Okay.
Yeah, we can take it. I mean, yeah, it wasn't clear.
Customer satisfaction rate also, we didn't manage to put it here, but it would be a good good one.
Yeah, and so you need to link it to your customer, to your outcomes more. Okay, and to see I am that's kind of a feedback between these two.
Yes.
2, 1, 4.
Okay.
Can with these metrics I placed here, can I measure this outcome? This is always the question.
So, for example, shopping basket value. Do we measure that today? If we do, okay, that's fine. It's a metric that we have. If not, maybe that's something we should start doing it because the outcome is gonna be triggered or measured against that.
Yeah, because if I have an outcome, I cannot measure it. It's difficult to see if I'm there or not.
Okay, can you please give us an example?
Like this one, I think Mihai said, increase shopping basket.
Shopping basket value.
So there's nothing here about shopping basket value.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's missing the link between the outcomes and the metrics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you have them. Maybe I don't. But I don't see how you measure with this for shopping basket average value.
Okay.
So yeah, for our group, so guys, we missed the link between the outcomes and the measurements. So basically, we think 2 different measurements, but it's fine.
Yeah, maybe what happens is the other way around. You have these measurements and you're missing some outcomes.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
But so it might be both. In fact, you might need also some more measurements and also some more outcomes.
Yes, that's why we need to revisit this 2 or 3 times. Yes.
Exactly. It's not always obvious, but also then you need to understand that metrics cost. So how much metrics are you willing to have because they cost?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, you can have very cheap metrics that come from tools. They are fast. Okay, those are fine, but some other metrics are costly. And when you look at metrics that are costly, that take time, that maybe you need to pay some money to a company to do things, you need to take to measure to limit those as much as possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
To not
Thanks.
forget this link, Adrian, maybe we can switch between 3 and 4. I mean, define the outcomes, define the metrics, and afterwards why it matters, or or this serious. It's like this is how it should be, or it's not necessarily.
I think I'm missing here the from 4 to 2 a feedback loop.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So I'm missing the line for 4 to 2. I think that's, but things are not, in reality, things are not as simple as you can put them in a 2D print.
Exactly. Yeah.
All these 4 are interconnected somehow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not, things are more complicated. Sometimes when we do workshops, we want to simplify things, but they are not that simple.
Indeed.
Okay. Thank you. Group 2, do you want to say something brief? We didn't finish on group 2. So you had just
Indeed, we haven't finished. We were looking at a company that gives out loans, and we were trying to improve the client onboarding process so that they can give out more loans. The business goal was to do that by increasing the revenue by 20%, and we wanted to reduce the time to first time value from 14 days to 5 days. And also to give out loans to small businesses, to give the possibility for small loans for small businesses to access new loans by 50% more often while they're on expansion. Why it matters is because by speeding up the process, that means for us higher activation and lower early churn. And metrics, there is only one here. We track signups, but we don't measure the first time. Sorry, I can't see. First
that
to
was
visit
just
value, or an example. So we didn't get to that part.
Okay, so there is a lot of thought in this, because how does an onboarding process affect your customer? This is not a simple question.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let's move to section 4, and this here will be together. I will just ask for you for 5 minutes or so to tell me what surprised you during the exercise. Then what did you stop calling an outcome? And now you have another name for it. And what was hardest to define? These are the 3 questions at the end of this exercise. So let's take like 5 minutes writing. Yes, so what surprised you? Business objectives must be well defined. Yes. And it's not easy. And we had many ideas and we needed focus. That's also true. Surprising how disconnected some business objectives can be from the customer real value. Oh, yes. And that's how businesses fail to achieve their goals, in fact. How different we see objective things. Yes. Okay, I'm this company for a few months, and by doing this exercise, I realized that I still have unanswered questions. Yes. How complex is it to explain this easy to busy stakeholders? I hope it's easy. If it's easy, then go ahead. The only problem with busy stakeholders is not to explain it to them, is if they want it to be explained to them. Typically, that's my take on it. They need to be open. Okay, what did you stop calling an outcome? I think many OKRs, objectives and key results, and goals in general are confused with outcomes. Very, very correct. Requirements are not outcomes, of course. Okay, outcomes. What are those? We are using outputs. Yes. Short-term management versus long-term behavior and retention. It's not shouldn't be an outcome. Outcomes should be linked to business. Yes. Create the best workshop experience for the Agile community. Okay, not specific, not measurable. I don't see why this is here, but okay. What was
That's
the
the
hardest?
original outcome, which was not specific and not measurable.
Oh, I see. Thank you. What was hardest to define? The metrics for measuring outcomes. That can be difficult, yes. Outcomes, in a way, stakeholders will listen and support. Yes. Why it matters? It's difficult to categorize them in an appropriate manner. I think you need iteration on this. That's why I said at least come back on it at least 3 times, and it will be seem easier to see them work in some categories. And they might not be perfect, but that's fine, you know. Don't try to make more than it's needed. Good practice to work with business to define and to define metrics. Yes. Sometimes metrics are not easy to define and to accept and to choose to invest in them, and that's difficult thing. Identify actual customer benefit behind the behavior change in outcomes. Yes, that can be hard to define. Okay, I'll give you some tools, free tools, and also maybe tell you about some books where you can find more about these. So here I have, you can use a few things, or you can read about some things to help you understand more about this approach. First of all, balanced scorecard. Try to read on that. Read about the business model canvas. It's just one of the model canvases that exist. I think there are like 15, but this is probably the most well known. And then the lean startup loop, build, measure, learn. read it in the book on Lean Startup or other books, whatever. There are many articles on that, but maybe start with the book. You don't necessarily need all these, but they can help you understand more on how to define outcomes. Then 3 tools. Tool 1, outcome definition checklist. So here's a checklist on writing goes. An outcome describes a change, not an activity, can be measured or observed, has a direction, increase or decrease, matters to customers of the business. Okay, this is an outcome. If it's probably an output if it starts with build, launch, or implement. And a tip, if you can't ask, did it change something, then it's not an outcome. That's like a heuristic. Second tool, outcome statement template. Improve thing so that measurement change happens for who? For example, improve onboarding so that new customers reach first value within 5 days. Okay, if you can't imagine notice, sorry, yes?
Wanted to say that who, involving the who in this template changes its value completely.
Yes.
It puts it in a lot of focus.
Yes, because you need to know your demographic. You cannot, it's rarely that you have something that will help all your customers. It can happen, but then just say all your customers to be explicit.
Yep.
Okay, if you can't imagine noticing this change without a dashboard, it's probably not clear enough. So it needs to be very simple. That's the difficult part. Simple and short is difficult. Okay, tool 3, metrics gap finder. This is for finding metrics. So you need to start with outcomes, see what you're measuring, and then see what you're not measuring. So first of all, what do we measure today? What do we assume we're improving with this outcome? And then what would we need to measure to be sure that we are really improving what we are supposing we are improving? Okay. This was all. So there are also some books on it, but I didn't want to write them here because there isn't a book on these things. There are many books on these things. So Mihai suggested, I think, the best book or booklet. What was the name?
Not sure if it's the best, but it's for sure easy to read, and this gets an extra point to it. It's actually called Outcomes over Outputs, Outcomes over Output, and it's really a booklet. It's quite thin, as you can see. The author is Joshua Seiden, and you don't have to go very, very far to read a quite simple definition for what an outcome is. It's on page 10. An outcome is a change in human behavior that drives business results.
Mihai?
Right.
Yeah. Can you put please the name of the author in the
it's Joshua Seiden, but I will type it down in the.
Yes, better. Thank you.
Yes, and also there is Melissa Perry, Escaping the Build Trap. Again, this is not a book on that. It's touching this, but it comes from where I'm coming. So what I was trying to explain in this workshop. And
happens that I have that around. So just to see the cover.
And a bigger book, which is more about OKRs, it's touching even less on this topic, but it is John Doerr, what was the
Measure what matters. Right, Ivan?
sure.
Measure what matters.
Sorry, Ivan.
Thank you. Okay, so try to read this. Okay, final feedback until we wrap up. For wrapping up, just your takeaways. Write as many as you wish, and maybe one thing that you'll try next week. And here on the right, you see the next workshop, because as Mihai and Florin said, this is a series. We'll continue with people and organization and leading change through people. You can see here the agenda.
So that's a nice glimpse into the future, right? For the next time, we're going to have Adrian invited to facilitate a workshop. As for the next month, we will have still a product-related talk and a meetup on envisioning product. We'll have a different speaker or a different person invited, someone who actually has built a product from scratch, and he's gonna share a story on what the vision. I'm just going to keep the surprise for the day when that happens, and then we will practice to write product visions for an envisioned product that we discussed together. So that will be the next meetup, February 12th, I believe. It was not yet announced on Meetup, but we'll come up with the description and a place for you to sign up pretty soon. So look up for it. We're kind of continuing this series more related to outcomes and value. And we are focusing on that because the narrative is changing from what we're discussing with our customers and also with our businesses and partners. Everyone wants more on that, more content and more contribution from the agile people in the organization on that, rather than just on practices or facilitation. So probably this year you're going to see a lot more even Agile Minds Romania turn towards that part of how do we actually achieve success, how do we create something valuable. Okay, anything to add from our side, Christina or Florin? Adrian?
I just want to thank Adrian for the brilliant workshop and facilitation, and also to thank everybody who participated to our meetup today. Thank you so much for being here with us. We hope you like it a lot and you learned a lot, and we are looking forward to join next month and in the next months. Thank you so much. We are really grateful for your presence.
Thank you everybody for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye bye.
And
Have a great
looking
week.
forward for